It's actually, as I said, it's a framework, or you could call it an old paradigm and new paradigm. And if you understand my analogy that we are all entrepreneurs, then you would understand this framework much better. If we are entrepreneur in the business of selling and marketing our talent, that makes our living, right? Very important. We have 4 areas to manage the talent business. Our inner game, which is our mindset, our outer game, which is our brand, what you offer, your product and services, and how you offer your marketing, right? These are the 4 important dimensions of your talent management business as an entrepreneur. Where we are, so let's look at the old paradigm. Now, old paradigm, you may be different. You're already maybe moving into the new paradigm, but believe me, 95% of the finance and accounting professional is still living in old paradigm. And that's a problem, but that's also an opportunity. Because if you move from old paradigm to new paradigm, you are the top 5%, not 95%. You have less competition. Let me show you what is in there. So inner game, mindset. What is on our mind all the time? Fear of job security. That's really a serious issue because it's impacting the quality of the output. There are very talented people, but they cannot really focus on things which they should because of this fear of job security. Our outer game, our branding is financial expert. We love to be called financial expert, and that is what we really show as our brand to the world, finance expert, accounting expert. What we offer, I have chartered account. I'm a chartered accountant. I have MBA. When did you do it? 20 years ago. What is your experience? 20 years. But nobody cares about that. They care about your current skill and really talent. How do we do our marketing? Our CV and resume. That's what 90% people do. Just send their CV, print it and send it, and nothing is happening. So that's the old paradigm to run your talent business if you really take it as an entrepreneurial challenge. What new paradigm requires or demands? So CV is not working anymore. What is working? And that's probably maybe for another time to discuss in detail. You can read some of my blogs why you're not getting any response to your resumes. But the thing is that recruiters and employers don't have time to go through hundreds and thousands of resumes or CVs. They basically, it's easier for them to look on the online, mainly LinkedIn, and find out if a recruiter has a good position. Recruiter only need 50 people, 50 prospects to find the right person. So rather than posting a job and trying to handle 500 to 1,000 resumes, CVs, they say, let me find myself 50 people on the LinkedIn, and from the 50 people, I can narrow it down to 5 people I need to interview and 1 person to be hired. Now, the question is, are you visible on LinkedIn? Can people find you? I'm running this, I'm leading this mastermind coaching group, and I'm also running this coaching program. So I have gone through more than 100 people in the last 1 year, gone through their where they stand in terms of their visibility, and it's very shocking. Many people, many talented, by the way, very smart people even don't know what to do. So you need to be found. People need to find you, only then you get the opportunity. So that's about the marketing. What you offer, your product, services. As I said, companies care less about your about your educational credentials or experience. What they care, your skills, talents, and achievement. What you could do. Okay, you are a CPA, chartered accountant, CMA, and blah, blah, blah. But what could you do? Could you help me grow my business or make me more profitable or bring more cash? Your branding is really, there are plenty of accountants around. So don't try to portray yourself as an accounting or finance professional brand. Companies need business-oriented finance experts, strategic knowledge, strategic CFOs, strategic controllers. That's what they need. You need to change your brand. And mindset, I'll share with you quickly 6 mindset of corporate success, and just believe those things, develop those mindset, and that will take care of your fear of job security. So just contemplate on this framework and see which are the areas you need to improve and change. But really, your new paradigm is the key to your success going forward. So quickly, 6 mindset of corporate success I propagate. There is also a couple of videos available on YouTube in my channel. You could see that. But let me quickly explain that. So number 1 mindset, You need to believe into these mindset, by the way, to really completely change your game of your career development. So we are living in a free agent society, which means that our jobs are at will for both parties. Your employer would keep you employed as long as they see a value coming from you, and you will continue with an employer as long as you see value, enough value created for you. The day you don't see that value coming up, or the employer don't see that you are putting in enough value, that relationship is terminated. It's contractual. All the talk about that, oh, you are our employee, part of our family, is really BS stuff. The reality is that all employments are contractual, based on the mutual benefit. So you need to believe into it, number one. So you don't get upset if that contract is terminated. Second thing, all jobs are temporary, really. You could work for one employer for 20 years if you're lucky. My father worked for the same employer for 40 years. It's historical. It's no more difficult to find those examples. But jobs are temporary. Profession is permanent. If you are a CFO, probably you would remain a CFO. If you're a controller, probably you would remain in finance. But your jobs would be changing from company to company. So what you need to do, I'm not suggesting that you don't pay attention to of course you need to pay full attention to your current job, because that's keeping you survive economically, and also need to focus on your development. Your development would take place at the job as well as in the profession. So you need to develop your professional ties with your institutes or with an association or with other places where you could continue to go back outside your work and learn what is happening in latest development of your profession. That's very important. So keep focusing. Like, I mean, if you have attended MECA CFO Alliance conferences, then you know that this is the place, this is the network. You can keep coming back, because this would be permanent based on your choice. You would continue to learn from your peers or your other networking people in the group, and still learn even if you cannot learn at your job. So third mindset, it's not about work-life balance, it's about work-life integration. So lately, I have been paying special attention. We started a mastermind group recently, and in the mastermind group, we also included work-life integration as our one of the important areas to focus upon. And I myself learned a lot, because I see all the time that good professionals like you are burning out. Finance and accounting profession is heavily burdened with the requirement, and people are burning out long hours, long hard work. So we cannot live in compartment like 9 to 5 my job and then my personal. It's one life and it's limited, it's short. So we need to integrate. And again, this is not the place to discuss all those work-life integration, but you need to think how to improve those areas. And growth is a natural human need. So you need to grow. If you are stuck in your job, it has started to impact you mentally and productively, because you feel that you're not growing, and it has started to impact the quality of the performance. If you're not growing in your job, then that's the best way. If you grow in your job, that gives you a lot of psychological support that you are growing. But if you're not growing in your job, you need to learn something outside work to develop your professional career, and that would give you a feeling that you are still growing, not maybe in your job, but at least professionally and career-wise. Now, what matters is your achievement, not roles and responsibilities. Many people make a mistake emphasizing what are my functions, what are my responsibilities. Nobody cares about your responsibilities. They care about your achievements. What have you done? What you could do, especially during interviews and job search. And finally, you are responsible. Wherever you are today, you are the only person you could hold responsible for that. Accept that. Because if you have a tendency to blame others, blame world, my boss is not good, my company is not good, economy is bad, my industry is struggling, you are a victim. You become a victim. It's a victim feeling. When you have the victim feeling, you lose control, because you say it's not my fault, so what could I do? I can't do anything. You wait for other people to help you. But you take responsibility, even if it is not your fault. You encourage yourself to do something about the problems in hand.